So today we'll start in a seated position, perhaps kneeling or cross-legged, bringing our hands into our lap, palms facing up, hands stacked. Just starting to tune into the body here, noticing the parts of the body touching the earth, fronts of the shins or the sits bones, the feet. Noticing the quality of that connection between the body and the earth. Noticing whatever sensations might come up in these spaces. Then we'll start to bring our hands, both palms, on top of our sacral area, just below the navel. Noticing the sensations of this area between the palm and this part of the belly. Maybe noticing warmth or coolness, or maybe not noticing anything at all, that's okay. And then we'll release the back of the palms back on top of the thighs or in the lap. Then when you're ready, we'll bring both arms up, making fists, tall spine, taking an inhale, and as we exhale, we'll bend through the elbows and sort of pump those fists down, hugging our side body with our arms. And on your next one, you might like to span the fingers as wide as you can, and then as you exhale, bring those fists back. So inhaling, arms up straight, exhale, fists down. And on those exhales, let's exhale through the mouth. So inhaling through the nose and exhaling, making a ha sound through the mouth. And just a few more of these. Finishing up with your last round. And releasing the back of the palms, stacking the hands. And noticing any sensations, energy, any movement of energy after this breath practice, Bastrika. This is an energy building practice, a fire building practice. When you're ready, we'll bring the arms up, bring hands to opposite elbows, and start to tip towards the right hand side, opening up through the left hand side body. Noticing the ribs expand as you inhale and shrink as you exhale. Noticing the pull from your hip all the way up to your elbow. You might like to gaze up at that elbow crease, if that feels okay for the neck. And then bring it back to center, and then we'll tip to the other side. Maybe noticing if this side feels different. Maybe there's more space here, maybe there's less. Again, maybe gazing at that elbow crease if it feels okay. Breathing into that right hand side body, breathing into that right lung. Ready, we'll release back to center. Releasing the hands from the elbows, arms down, clasping the fingers together and rolling through the wrists here. releasing that and opening the arms wide, drawing the shoulder blades together, palms facing forwards, and then bringing the arms in for a hug. Let's flow through this. You might like to add breath to movement, so inhaling to open up the arms, maybe even looking up at the sky, and then exhaling to hug yourself, really opening up through the back body. And we'll bring our arms back out, and then bring our arms together, left arm underneath, right arm on top, and then bringing our arms together into eagle, palms touching, or if you can't access this, just the back of the hands touching. Drawing the elbows up towards the eyes. And then drawing the chest up towards the sky, and then drawing the chin towards the chest as you round through the upper back. Inhaling to draw the chest and the gaze towards the sky. Exhaling to open through the upper back, chin to chest. Unraveling the arms, opening the arms out wide. And then let's swap the arms. So this time right arm underneath, palms touching, or maybe back of the hands touching. And same deal. Start by inhaling. Chest, gaze towards the sky, exhaling chin to chest, rounding through the upper spine, noticing the space between the shoulder blades. Finishing up that last one. Unraveling the arms out wide, and then dropping hands to the floor. We're going to bring ourselves up into tabletop here. So wrists under shoulders, knees under hips. And then let's bring our left leg all the way out, pointing the toe towards the back and then pointing the toe down. So noticing how this feels through the ankle, through the foot. And then we'll bring our opposite arm up. So left leg up, right arm up, fingers spread wide, belly to spine, slightly tucking the pelvis, gazing at the top of the mat and holding here. Taking a breath, flexing the toes towards the earth. Dropping that hand towards the earth, knee towards the earth. And just moving in a way that feels good for you here. And then we'll come to the other side. So opposite leg up, right leg up. And then we'll start pointing through the toe towards the back of the room and then pointing the toe towards the earth. Maybe noticing if it brings up different sensations on this side. And let's inhale as you point the toe towards the back, and exhale as you point the toe towards the earth. And we'll bring our opposite arm up. Same deal, just holding here. Remember, belly to spine, gaze to the top of the mat, maybe slightly tucking the pelvis. Tuning into the center of the body, at the navel space even. Feeling a sense of balance, and then releasing that hand, followed by the knee to the earth. Pull our hands out about one span in front, toes tucked under, and then lifting the hips up and back into our downward dog. And as soon as we arrive, pedaling the feet, opening up the back of the legs, noticing how this feels, relaxing the head and the neck, bringing a slight bend to those elbows. Inhale, let's raise our right leg to the sky. Holding here for a moment. And then on an exhale, we'll start to bend that knee, drawing it towards our chest, landing the foot as best you can between the hands. You might need to wriggle it up a little bit. Turning that back foot so the blade of the foot is parallel to the back of the mat. And then let's come up, nice and mindfully, opening our arms out wide. Planting that front foot, rolling the shoulders back, gazing over the front fingertips. Warrior Two. I like to stay in stillness here, or a little bit of movement. As we inhale, let's straighten through the front leg, straighten the arms. And then as we exhale, bend through the front knee, bring the arms back into Warrior Two. And let's flow between these shapes. As we arrive back in our Warrior Two, flipping the front palm, bringing it back. Right palm touches the leg somewhere, maybe the calf, maybe the thigh, maybe even the foot, into our reverse warrior. Gazing at the earth or to the side or even up at the sky, just whatever feels good for your neck today. Coming back out of that on an exhale, coming into our Warrior Two for a moment, bringing that back hand up to meet the front, framing the front foot, folding over the front thigh. And then we'll bring that back foot all the way back into that three-legged dog. Landing it into our downward facing dog. You might like to pedal the legs here again, or just stay here in stillness. Taking a couple of breaths here in downward dog before we come to the other side. Making sure those fingers are spread nice and wide. And then let's draw the other leg up to the sky, the left leg. Drawing the knee towards the chest, landing the left foot between the hands at the front. And let's come onto our Warrior Two at the other side. So back foot, blade of the foot is parallel to the back of the mat. Weight in that front foot is between the heel and the two balls at the front of the feet. We don't want to scrunch through our toes. And again, gazing over those front fingertips. Shoulder blades down the back towards the hips. Taking some deep breaths here. Come into that flow on the other side. So as you inhale, straightening through the front legs, straightening through the arms, and exhaling back into your warrior two. Inhaling through the nose and exhaling through the nose or the mouth, whatever feels good today. Breath to movement. We'll meet in our warrior two, flipping that front palm, coming back into our reverse warrior. Right hand lands somewhere on the right leg. Gaze to the earth, to the wall, or to the sky. And we'll come out of that reverse warrior. Arms meet, hands frame the front foot, and coming back into that three-legged dog for a moment before landing that foot to the earth. Bringing our gaze towards the top of the mat, landing the knees, landing the hips back towards the heels, coming into our child's pose. Let's rest one hand on top of the other. You might like to widen your knees or bring the knees a little closer if you need to adjust your position here. Taking some nice deep breaths. You might even like to slow down the breath here. You might even like to change the cross of the wrists. The stacking of the hands rather. And coming out of our child's pose, nice and slow. Bringing the arms behind us to start, palms facing up. And then starting to roll onto the top of the crown without compromising the neck here. Coming into our rabbit pose. Drawing the inhale into the back of the heart between the shoulder blades. Exhaling to bring the hips back down towards the heels. You need to stay here in stillness or really gently sway the hips left to right. Rolling the third eye on the earth left to right. Slowly roll up through the spine. Head is the last thing to come up. Into our kneeling position. You might like to roll the shoulders as you arrive. Bringing them up, back, and down the back. Just changing positions here to show you our next move. So we'll bring both arms up above our head and then twisting through the torso towards the left, landing the right hand on the outside of the left thigh, fingertips behind you, gazing at the wall and maybe gazing behind you if that feels okay for the neck. Inhaling to lengthen the spine, dropping the shoulders. Maybe on each exhale you'd like to twist a little deeper. Bring it back to center, arms up, and then coming to the other side. Inhaling to lengthen the spine and exhaling to twist a little more, even if it's just a millimeter. Breathing into this twist. And bringing it back to center. Taking a moment to notice how you feel. And bring our arms out wide for another hug flow. You might like to switch the arms, stacking with each hug. Inhaling to open and exhaling to hug yourself. Maybe it feels a little more open this time. We'll land in our hug, tapping our shoulders. Noticing how that feels. You might like to keep tapping, you might like to just come to stillness, really drawing that chin to the chest, going inwards. Cooling down that Mars type fire. And slowly and mindfully releasing that, we'll bring one hand to the heart and one hand to the navel. Coming home to the breath here, you might like to inhale and draw the energy up from the navel to the heart. As you exhale, draw the energy from the heart down to the navel, to the sacral. Staying here as long as you need.